Hello there. We're just gonna have a chill stream today. I've played quite a bit of Euro Truck Simulator 2. Just in all my years, off and on. I decided to create a brand new profile. So here's my profile image. And here's how much money I have. And this is my company, HH Love and Support. You can guess what the HH stands for. I only have myself and the one garage, and I have a bit of money. I don't have my own truck yet, but that's fine. I find Euro Truck Simulator 2 to just be like a nice relaxing game that you can play, and oh holy shit, yeah. I love the long road trips in this game, just going all across Europe. So this one looks like it would be starting in France and going all the way up here to Finland. Let's do that. I don't have all the expansions for this game. I think there's like 2 that I don't have. I don't have Iberia. And I feel like there's one more. I think Russia. I think there's like a pack. It's either out or being worked on, but it's over in. It expands into Russia. I don't have those, but you don't need them. They're just good fun. This is just driving around Europe and making money from deliveries and stuff. So yeah, I just like these long road trips. And I don't know, I felt like... Hi. By the way, have I been saying your name right? Is it Theron Tiger? Because that's been bothering me. But hi. Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I only just realized this as I was setting up for my stream. I kind of missed the 1-month anniversary of my debut. I debuted April 19th, and it is not 19th, April 15th, and it is now May 19th, so Theron Tiger is fine? Okay, good. But yeah, you know, I've been doing this for a little bit now, and I feel like in this short amount of time of my VTubing, I have learned a fair amount. And I just kind of want to unwind and chat about it a little bit. You know, maybe talk about myself. Y'all can hop in and share what's going on in your lives as well. Hi, dude Stargazer. But yeah, you know, I feel I play a lot of games, but I really only commentate on the games that I'm playing. I don't really say too much about what I'm doing outside of the gaming world. Also, while I play this game, in one of Cara de Hestia, in one of her live streams earlier this week, she actually talked about how... Hi, Pirate Islander. She actually talked about how you're supposed to use indicators in roundabouts. And that's something I'd never learned in my entire life. Hi, Posworth. Yeah, I never learned in my entire life how you're supposed to indicate in a roundabout. So I'm going to try and use what she taught and hope I'm doing it right. I don't think this is going to be something I have to apply IRL, but you never know. It's always good to get the practice, and if anyone in chat knows how you're supposed to indicate in roundabouts and sees that I'm doing it wrong, please yell at me. But yeah, we're just going to do a really nice long road trip. I've got some chill beats playing in the background. I'm using Hang on. I'm gonna tab out for a second. What's this called? Pretzel Rocks. It's Rocks. Supposedly, it's stream-free, like free to use music in your streams. So yeah, check it out. In American Truck Sim, you never use indicators. You just go once it looks safe. Yeah, you're from Boston? Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I've played American Truck Sim too. I don't have nearly as many of the expansions as I do for this game though. And yeah, like, I think I've only had to deal with one roundabout in my entire life, and it's the one roundabout here in my hometown, and it's not a very high traffic-y roundabout, and it's just like, it's just there in the downtown area, so we just go for it. Alright. Also, it's been a little while since I've played this game, actually. I play with a controller, and I use the bumpers for indicators, and just typical, you know, typical controls when you're driving in a video game, you know, gas on the right trigger, brakes on the left trigger, stuff like that. There's a town around here that has two roundabouts right next to each other. Nobody knows why. That sounds dumb. That sounds really dumb. Yeah, no, that sounds like hell. There's a lot of really stupid intersections that I don't know why they're designed the way they are. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was recently taught how to use indicators by Kara, and the thing is, the thing about, oh yeah, I should probably turn my lights on if it's raining. The thing about indicators is they're not for you. They're for the other people watching you drive, like the other people on the road with you. So it's not a matter of do you know how to use indicators, it's do they know what they mean. So me knowing how to indicate on a roundabout is not going to help IRL, because no one in the US knows how to use indicators in a roundabout. Yeah. Yeah, you can see down here in the corner, this is going to be a 49-hour trip. It's going to take us 49 hours to get all the way from France to Finland. Yeah. Yeah, the current channel I have on right now in Pretzel Beats is the Chill channel. So, yeah. I put out a Twitter post, like, I think it was Sunday or Monday, just like asking people, you know, what do you want to hear me talk about on my Just Chatting stream, because it's, I don't know, like, I have a few things in mind that I could talk about, but I want to hear what other people want me to talk about, and literally only one person replied to it. So, I mean, yeah. I remember it was Abysmal Curry who replied saying something about, like, you know, hobbies and what we do in our free time. I think that'd be fine to chat about a little bit. So yeah, where do I start with that? I think the best way to talk about what my hobbies are would be to say what I've done before I became a VTuber, because since becoming a VTuber, it's basically consumed my entire life, and I don't really have all that much time to just play that many games or hang out with a lot of friends. I mean, the pandemic is the fault for the hanging out with friends thing, but so yeah, kind of what I've done pre VTubing was, so I had graduated from college in the spring of 19, so about 2 years ago now. And come to think of it, what was the exact date of my graduation? I want to say it was May 13th. I feel like it was the 13th. So yeah, I graduated from college in 13, and with a history degree, but that doesn't matter. So I went out in the world. I had a summer job that I already worked in, just like on and off, you know, seasonally. It was a college bookstore here in town. My dad's a professor at that college, so he had connections that I could get a job to work there, just part-time. Well, it was full-time seasonally. And also, well, sometimes it was part-time. It was a little weird. Like, at the start of the summer, there wasn't a whole lot to do, so I only really worked part-time, like, you know, 4 hours a day. And then once we started getting closer to the students coming back, it was, I had to switch to full-time. And even occasionally go overtime. Oh man, the turn radius on this thing. Wow. It was a good job. I enjoyed it. It was stressful at times. And around the time when I went full-time, it was like I didn't really have that much free time to do other stuff. But I earned like a decent income, especially for someone who didn't have to, like, I don't have to pay rent or anything because I just live with my family. So that was a nice job while it existed. Just after college it was kind of a bit of an uncertainty. Like, I didn't expect to be working at that job long term. It was just a thing that I did. And I figured, you know, once all the students come back, I mean, the very nature of this job is once students get back, it's a work-study only thing, so you have to be a student to work there unless you're, like, on the actual staff. So I expected I would have to stop being there, and so, you know, I was preparing I was preparing a resume, which I didn't actually have, and still don't actually have. We'll get to why. But I was preparing a resume for applying to different jobs and stuff, and I don't know, the whole job application process is a mess, it's annoying, and not fun. And it's also stressful, like, thinking, well, this is a job that I could enjoy doing, but then you also get that in the back of your head, oh, I don't know, I might hate this. It might be something I absolutely hate. So, yeah, there is that issue. But back to this, you know, I was preparing for, you know, what should I do long term, stuff like this, you know, what's gonna happen to me in the fall, am I gonna find a job, who knows. And then the manager of the bookstore that I worked at announced he was done. Like, he announced after this semester, once Book Rush is over, he's found another job and he's going to go away and do that job instead, because he was having a bit of a midlife crisis, you know. He was in his 50s and wanted to do something else with his life. Well, it was more he wanted to live somewhere else, because where I live is a very just not very scenic part of the world. It's very wide open plains and you know, lots of cornfields everywhere. So, you know, and he likes mountains. So he found a job in a more scenic location. It was another bookstore management position, so fit just right in for him. And it was pretty much the same benefits. Like, it was a community college that he got the job with. The actual bookstore that I worked at the time. Hang on, what happened? Your boy Seppi, thank you for the follow. Sebi, thank you for the follow. Shoot. There we go. Hi. Yeah, so the place he got the job with was a community college. The place he had been working at before, and the place that I worked at was a small a small liberal arts college. Which is surprising that they would give you the same benefits, because it's like, you know, you'd think a liberal arts college, which is a private school, would be able to afford to pay people more. But they really can't. They suck. Blame absolutely everybody. I am not a fan of the administration at this liberal arts college, but they're fine. They're fine. But this isn't really about my former boss. This is really about, like, me. So he left, and that opened up a twofold opportunity. Number one, there was a retired person, well, like, kind of retired and left retirement so he could work part-time at this bookstore. He went ahead and basically filled in that management position because he'd been working management for years and years and years. He had a very different personality from the original manager. The original manager was very laid back, and I don't want to say he was lazy, but you kind of get that vibe. You know, he kind of did things on a daily basis and not so much. He wasn't a big planner. He usually had other people do the planning and stuff for him, but he was really nice and really fun to hang out with. So this new guy, well, he wasn't a new guy, but this new manager, who I'd worked with him as part of this job for a while, he took on the management position. He wasn't a fan of it. He didn't like having that position thrust on him, but there was really no one else to do it. So he took that management position, and because he didn't really like being thrust into this, he actually asked me, and some of the people in the administration asked me to basically go full-time and work at that bookstore year-round. Which, that's a great opportunity. It got rid of that fear of mine of, like, you know, what am I going to do when fall hits and I can't work here anymore? It's like, no, you can still work here. You're totally fine. You're now on the official staff list. And, you know, so then I go from, like, you know, a part-time student, hourly pay, to, well, I still got an hourly pay. But, you know, I got a pay raise, got some benefits, all that good stuff. You know, like, I got vacation hours and stuff. It was great. Things were going pretty well. And then roll around spring semester of 2020. Everyone knows what happened then. There was a global pandemic. Everything had to shut down. And a lot of stuff changed. So during the time when I was working at that bookstore, okay, this is weird because this whole discussion is technically supposed to be about what I do in my free time, and work is not free time, but I did really enjoy that work, is the thing, you know, like, it was just as much my free time when I was at work as when I was off work. I mean, I did different stuff, of course, but, like, I enjoyed it. But yeah, pandemic happened. Everything had to close down. I got to use, like, my vacation hours and sick hours and stuff to still earn some pay here and there, but it wasn't that great. And then I did have a lot more free time. Usually in my free time, I play a lot of games. Before the pandemic, I would play, like, some board games and card games and stuff with people IRL, and then we weren't really able to meet up and hang out. We occasionally would hop on, like, Tabletop Sim to play some board games, but we kind of fell out of doing that, too. Then, and yeah, as far as card games go, like, I played a lot of Magic, but the people that I really played Magic with aren't actually, like, they were friends from college, and so they're, like, spread all across the US, so we can't really hang out IRL to play Magic. We rely on MTG Online to do that. So yeah, like, we did some stuff. But, yeah, for the most part, I just play a lot of games in my free time. And yeah, I had more free time to do that after the pandemic happened. Shortly afterwards, there was another big thing going on with the bookstore. Not just a change in management, but a whole change in ownership and, like, contracting. Because the bookstore, for the entire time that I worked there, was owned and operated by the university itself. And one of the administrators there, I hate him. One of the administrators there was all about this outsourcing. Like, basically, I think I should fill up on gas. I'm going to do that here. Yeah, he was all about, like, let's take a look at every service here on this campus that we can outsource, and let's outsource it. Okay, so, like, I don't like his mentality and his methods, but whatever. No one could stop it. No one could stop him, so... Oh yeah, we also had a change in president, didn't we? The president of the university left, and so we got a new president. And the new president didn't really know what she was doing, so this guy, who's the VP, was basically like, oh, don't worry, I'll hold your hand and I'll walk you through this, and we're going to outsource everything, by the way. So, anyway, the bookstore was on that list of things to outsource. So, they found a company. I'm not going to name the company, but there's like 2 major companies here in the US that buy and, like, operate campus bookstores. So it was one of those 2. And basically the transition happened during the early months of the pandemic. They went ahead, did some contracting, signed that contract, and moved the bookstore from being campus operated to outsourced. The manager at the time was very happy about it because he didn't really want to do this management thing anyway. He was just kind of forced into it. and he just wanted to retire, honestly. Like, he deserved that retirement. And yeah, Minra with the raid of a party of 7. Hi, Minnie. How's your day going? Yeah, we're just talking about my life story over the past year. Because I don't know, I feel like it. Hello, Shiloh. Hello. Just finished off the Emerald Randomizer. That's cool. How was that? Yeah, we're doing some trucking. We're doing some not just cross country, cross Europe trucking. You know, we're starting in France and going all the way to Finland. Yeah, but this is just chatting stream. You know, this chatting is what you do on long road trips. It is so much fun and hilarious. That's good. That's good. Your wife does this, but in America? You mean IRL? Like she's an actual trucker? Cause that's kind of cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I've known a handful of people that do trucking in my life, but not that many. So yeah, I was talking about, like, right, so I was working at this bookstore, pandemic happened, everything got outsourced. What the dude, why are you it's 7 o'clock, okay? It's 7 o'clock. We don't need lights on right now. Jesus. She's 5'3". That's cute. Yeah, like, come on. I can see perfectly fine. Other people can see. Jesus Christ. That was a bullshit ticket. So yeah, everything got outsourced, and the original manager, well, not the original manager, the manager at the time of the outsourcing was ready to retire. He had already been retired. He just was forced into this management position because there was no one else to do it. And so, yeah, he took over, and he was ready to throw everything away, you know. Push this onto someone else. Go ahead and outsource it. I don't care. I wanna just relax and drink wine in the evenings, you know. So, and I don't blame him. But, so, yeah, he was all behind this outsourcing, and new company moves in, they take everything over, and they did sign me on. They were nice enough to, you know, let me keep working there, just sign me on with them, and you know, I was able to keep my pay, even though they would normally start you off at minimum wage. They were willing to keep me at... Actually, no, I don't think they were. No. I think I did have a docked pay, but it was... Yeah, I didn't get to keep my original pay, but I did at least get to have slightly higher than minimum wage. Which, okay, that's fine. It's a compromise. Maybe I should have pulled off to sleep there, but I'm gonna try and push for the next rest stop. Yeah, so they were nice enough to have me sign on. I could have applied for the assistant manager position there, or even just the management position, but I didn't want to, because I had a more, and still have a more interesting and more it's a different job that would have me leave this country. Not long term, of course, but just like on a work visa. And that's something that I want to do. And I had lined up. The pandemic screwed that up too, but as far as I know, it's still there. It's still there for me, so fingers crossed that happens this fall. But yeah, no, so yeah, I didn't want a, like, big position, because it's like, well, you just have to replace me soon anyway, because I'm leaving at some point. I did not last I don't even think I lasted 6 months with them. I think I lasted a few months with them. It wasn't that they fired me. No, I quit. It was things they did there that I was very used to playing things by ear, and because, you know, we were campus operated, so everything was very lenient. You could do things in a variety of ways, and also at the time I was the one totally in charge of like half the store. Like, I was the assistant manager before the takeover, and so I basically managed everything textbook related, and I loved it. I absolutely adored that position. You know, I could listen to audiobooks while I worked. I could you know, I could set things up how I wanted to. I was in charge of, you know, keeping track of what books we ordered for various classes and contacting all the professors and stuff for their book orders. It was great. I loved it. So, like, you know, I was very familiar with this place too. I'd been working there for 5 years off and on. You love my hoodie? Yeah, it's a good hoodie. Yeah, thank you for the compliment. Where out of the country? It'd be to Japan. It would take me to Japan. It's a teaching position. It'd basically just be like a grade school, well, like a K through 12 teacher. And I'd be teaching English. Yeah, audiobooks are great. I listened to a lot of fun audiobooks when I was working that job. Oh yeah? Yeah, no, like, I hear that it's a big thing that people use as an opportunity to get out of the country and go to, like, other Asian countries, is to teach English there. So yeah, I really hope I can get to do that this fall. And so yeah, I liked my position. I could have taken the... Oh yeah. I was talking about basically how they did things differently. This new company that took over the bookstore had... Well, basically, they did their best to basically... They have a system, and it's a very set-in-stone system. Like, we really can't bend the rules on a lot of the stuff. You have to do things what we say and when we say. Alright, yeah, it's time to sleep. You kind of have to follow our rules. Don't say we can do stuff that we can't do. And I was very much like, you know, I was used to being the assistant manager and being able to do those things. And so it's like, well, no, fuck all of you. You suck. Like, seriously, you can absolutely... Yeah, her the trucker. Yeah, it's like, no, you can do these things because I have done them. It's not that you can't do them, it's that you won't do them. And yeah, like, so here's an example of like one of the things that they wouldn't let me do anymore. Basically, if we were out of a book... Wait a minute. Hang on. I need to run through precisely what the issue was. Also, welcome to Belgium. I had to... Oh, no. Also, what happened? Oh, Nerdfried, thank you for the follow. Yeah, no, I have to remind myself what precisely was the issue. Hi, Jules. What was it? I think it was something along the lines of, if I had... Oh, maybe... Oh, no, I think this was it. If we had a book for a class that we were out of, then I would promise that we could, sign this person up, go ahead and order that book. We would contact them directly when that book comes in, and they would get the book. Like, they'd still have to pay for it and everything, of course, but, that was a thing that we did. That I could do. That I did when I was the assistant manager. Like, that was one of the things. You know how everyone says that I'm, super supportive and, nice to everyone and all that stuff here in VTubing? Yeah, that was me when I was the assistant manager, too. I connected a lot of people. I looked out for them, made sure that they were getting the things they need. Because, I know it's not technically part of my job position, but I want to use my job position to help as many people as I can. Then this company, well, it was the manager of the company. It was the manager of the bookstore that the company now owned. Didn't really like that I did that. They didn't even care what I did when I was working at the bookstore, and they didn't care that I did those things and that I could do those things and that it was humanly possible to do those things. They didn't care. What they did was they were like, no, we can't do that. I'm sorry, just don't make those promises anymore. Don't tell them we can do that. Okay, no. We're putting a stop to this. No, absolutely don't. So I basically had to turn from the the yay-sayer to the naysayer. So I went from helping a lot of people out to basically telling them to fuck off. And no, I didn't want to be a part of that. Not to mention that they totally disrespected my original position as a person who worked with textbooks for that entire year beforehand and knew very much sort of what to expect from various professors when ordering those textbooks. I was kind of their inside person on that, who knew all the ins and outs of ordering textbooks for these people. And yeah, a customer service job that couldn't service a customer. Exactly. They put me on a tell these people we can't do this stuff job instead of a we absolutely can do this stuff. What are you talking about? Oh, and hang on. I've got so many tabs. Shiloh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, hang on, let me get a drink. So yeah, there was a variety of... Yeah, so there were... Shit, what was I talking about? Right. So, like, they wanted us to do things in a very different way. And in spite of the fact that I was basically their inside person, and this was one of the reasons they hired me in the first place, was because they said, oh, you know this place more than the rest of us. You know how, like, you kind of have a grip on how we should run things around here. And that's like one of the reasons they hired me. But they still just changed everything. And so even though my entire expertise was on textbooks and what sort of textbooks we should expect, what we should do with other professors and the like, they were... they put me on the cashier. I was the cashier person. I just checked everyone out. That's all I did. I didn't do anything textbook related other than selling people textbooks. Like, that's all I did. I was people would call me and at the register, and I would look up what textbooks they need, and I would scan their textbooks and sell them for them. That was all the stuff I did textbook related. It felt like I was disrespected. My expertise was not worth anything to them, apparently. So I left. I said, you know what? Even if I don't find another job to do in the meantime before the whole other job to take me to Japan lineup happens, even if I don't find one, I don't care. I'm leaving you guys. You have things handled. You clearly have your own system, but screw you. So I left, and I did have a bit of money saved up. Like, I wasn't really, like, in any financial trouble by not having a job anymore. So, yeah, I just kind of, vibed for a few months until VTubing happened. Yeah, I probably would have had a very different mentality if I had started out working for them, but because I had started out as working at the bookstore independently that was owned and operated by the university, I had a very different outlook on how things should be run. Also, welcome to Germany. Yeah, I had a very different outlook on how things should be run. And sure, they're a major, massive corporate company. They clearly know what they're doing. But I don't want to be a part of it. Yeah, like, it really sucks when you're not, like, your job won't let you help people. Like, there were some things I could do, but I couldn't go all out on helping people, and, like, I wanted to help each individual customer. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you're not a VTuber, you should definitely consider being a VTuber. I really enjoy it. Yeah, no, it's like, yeah, it wasn't entirely we can't help people anymore. It was there are only specific ways we can help people, but don't make assumptions. And I just didn't know, like, where the line was with that, so I just kind of couldn't take it. So yeah, that was the entire saga of my post... Yeah, all they care about is profitability. Exactly. Yeah, that was the saga of my post-grad, like my post-undergrad time in the job market. Yeah, exactly. If you become a VTuber, you don't need to do... You can stream naked for all you want. For all you know, I'm naked. Yes. So it was like a... Yeah, that was that saga. On to the next chapter, where I discovered VTubers. Yeah, I mean, go for it. I will say, don't go in assuming you're gonna make a lot of money off of it. Yeah, you don't have to change out of your PJs. Don't go in assuming you're gonna make a lot of money off of VTubing. But give it a try. Like, if nothing else, go in to have it be something else you can do with your free time. Yeah. I mean, some people sleep naked, so, you know, what's the difference? Yeah, so the next saga of my life is VTubing, or like getting into VTubers. So yeah, right after I left the job, I kind of went ahead and did all the things I just like to do in my free time, you know. I watch YouTube videos, I play video games, I actually wasn't into Twitch before becoming a VTuber myself. Like, even watching other VTubers, heck, I didn't even really watch many of their live streams, I just watched the archives, because I ran my own schedule, and I was just like, you know, I'll just do things as I want, and I'll get around to watching their stuff. Also, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on 1.5 speed, just so that I can get through more of them. And you can't do that when someone's live. Like, I was basically just running the numbers of like, well, if I were to watch a YouTube video, like if I were to watch a live stream, it'd be fine to get it out of the way, but if I waited until later when the entire archive was up, I could watch it on 1.5 speed and basically have the video only be 75% the length that it actually is. But yeah, so how I first got into VTubers was through HoloLive, and more specifically, it was a video of, well, it was a live stream of Amelia Watson, because one of the people on Twitter that I followed, this was before my VTuber Twitter, this is like my IRL Twitter, I follow someone on Twitter who, in fact, I don't even go over to that Twitter all that much anymore. I mostly just only do things on my VTubing Twitter. But yeah, I follow someone over there who basically, and like at the time I didn't really know this, but looking back, the timeline basically matched up with Watson's debut. Was all this person would do was she would tweet about Amelia Watson a lot. Yeah, Watson is a lot of fun. Yeah, she would, you know, she would mention her a lot. And honestly, I just kind of brushed it off. It was really only the time when I saw her tweet that I realized I say a lot of stuff. Like, I realized yeah, it was I realized I've been tweeting a lot about Ame recently, deal with it. And I was like, okay, who is this Ame? like Amelia Watson, and why are you so obsessed with her? So I googled, found her YouTube channel, and watched, I think it was her first Fall Guys stream that I watched. It was like a very early on stream of Ame's, because this was back in September of last year. It wasn't like early September. I think they'd been debuted for like 2 weeks at that point. So it was kind of close to October. And I think like the real transition from me watching VTubers to being obsessed with them was around the it was like around the time when everyone was doing Halloween stuff. Like there were all these Halloween live streams going on. But yeah, Ame was my first VTuber that I watched, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this. Like, this is kind of cute, this is kind of cool. I like VTubers as a concept. I think, I don't remember all the order of events exactly. It was kind of a blur to me. But I saw, basically, like, I investigated the other people of Hololive, specifically Hololive EN, because they were the ones marketed towards English speakers. Everyone else was like Japanese, so it's like, well, I'm not really gonna understand most of what they're saying. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch the English ones. And I got into Gouda after Ame. And honestly, I don't remember exactly what it was that got me to watch Gouda more. It was, I think it was the same person that I follow on Twitter that talked a lot about Ame. She uploaded a clip of Gouda saying Da Vinci. You know, the Da Vinci tank. I think that's what got me to watch Gouda. And then what got me to discover Kiara was the fact that she played Fire Emblem Three Houses. And at the time, that was one of the games I was obsessed with. Like, I loved Fire Emblem. I still love it. I haven't played it a lot. And also Three Houses was my first Fire Emblem, by the way. Yeah, and actually it's my only Fire Emblem. Like, I have not played any of the other main Fire Emblem games. But Three Houses is good, and I like it. I love it. I love it. I want to replay it. Yeah, so I saw Kiara was doing that, and so I'm like, okay, cool, I want to follow this person, because I wanted, when I enjoy a game, I will sometimes want to find another, you know, YouTuber or streamer or whoever who plays that game and see their reaction to it, especially if it's like a blind playthrough. So I was like, okay, yeah, I want to get behind this. I want to get behind Kiara. I want to watch what she does with Fire Emblem, because I want to see her reaction to playing this game for the first time. And from there, I really just fell in love with Kiara. I've watched her streams probably more than anyone else's. I think I really felt a connection with her when she's talked occasionally during like super chat readings and stuff, how she kind of fell on hard times. Like, she had a whole job idea lined up that didn't really work out, and so she was feeling a little depressed, and then VTubing came to, like, was a new opportunity for her. And I felt that. I like felt that connection. Also, I just love her personality. Kiara has a great personality. I also just, like, initially I was like, I don't know, KFP is fine. I don't really get what this is all about. But, like, the more I watched her, the more I got into her, the more I realized, no, she's definitely my favorite. Callie was one... Honestly, I didn't really interact with Callie that much early on. All I really did was listen to her music, because like all her live streams were either chatting streams, super chat readings, or like talking about her music, which I did watch some of those. But usually when I watch a streamer back then, I was more interested in the game they're playing. So yeah, like I mostly just listened to her music. I didn't really interact with her that much as a streamer. And honestly, I can't remember when it was that switched for me. Like when I started watching her more as a streamer. When was that? Yeah, Callie's great. She's also changed a lot. I mean, they all have. They've all changed a lot since they started out as VTubers. Or since they started out in Hololive, I should probably say. Like, Callie started out with this very focused on her work mentality, and she really did overwork herself a lot. And, I don't know. I'm the first VTuber you've ever watched? I'm honored. I am honored. Yeah, you should definitely check a lot of them out. Yeah, Hololive, they're a massive VTubing company. Well, Cover Corp is the company. Oh, it's fine, Soda Boy. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, Cover Corp is a massive corporation who basically, when they introduce a VTuber into the VTubing world, I experienced this watching Hololive Indonesia Gen 2 debut, because that was the first time I actually was there following Hololive when they had new members to debut. I'm pretty sure all of them broke 100k subs on the day of their debut. That's not normal. Yeah, Hololive is a gateway drug, although for some people it can be VShojo. I know there's a lot of VTubers in this community that we're a part of that got into VTubing because of VShojo. Also, I want to refill on my gas. Yes, starting out with 100,000 or so subs is not normal for a VTuber. It's only normal for a big corporation like that. Because they have a lot of sway, and because a lot of people follow Hololive in general, they can see... Oh yeah? First you watched was around 50? Yeah, I mean... That's cool. I kind of honestly wish I'd gotten into VTubers because of small VTubers. But no, like, I had a completely different perspective on VTubing at the time. I saw big numbers, a big corporation who runs this VTubing company, and basically as soon as someone drops the name debut, they gain 100,000 followers. I'm not saying when I went into VTubing I expected that to happen. Like, what I'm saying, but that was my experience with a very, like, a very narrow perspective on VTubers, because it was Hololive. I still respect, like, a lot of the VTubers in Hololive. I think they're all great. But yeah, it was like, so, oh yeah, and I should also say, like, I started out really just following everyone in EN, and then I kind of quickly learned.
Great son, I'm worried about you.
Oh, that back crack with that posture check. Hell yeah. Yeah, it was a... At the time, I was just like, well, EN, so therefore they're the only ones that speak English. False! Indonesia actually speaks a lot of English. I know in Hololive Indonesia, currently the two biggest ones, I can't remember which one is bigger right now. I think it's Ollie, but it's Ollie and Muna that a lot of people like. And I'll admit, I don't actually watch, or I should say did, because I don't actually watch any of them all that much anymore. But I watched Muna. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really like the colorful colors of my design. Yeah, like, so I think it was Risu. Risu was my first, like, fall into Hololive Indonesia, and it was because I had watched a clip of Risu eating spicy noodles, and where she, like, makes that switch from her Risu into her Ayunda voice, and I was like, oh, she speaks English. How interesting. And so I, started following her and checking out all the Indonesia girls, and it's like, there's a lot of hidden gems here. Honestly, Indonesia deserves a lot more viewers than they currently do. And I shouldn't say hidden gems, because all of them have upwards of 100,000 followers. And that's not exactly what I'd call hidden. None of them are small streamers. No disrespect, of course. No disrespect. It's just what it is. So yeah, like, my full VTubing obsession was really Pikami? I don't know who Pikami is. Is she, or are they an Indonesian VTuber? I feel like I've heard that name, I just don't know them off the top of my head. No, who are they? Yeah, I pretty much exclusively watch small VTubers now, honestly. Yeah, tell me more about Pikami. And tell me if I'm saying their name correctly. I'm curious. Because they're not from Hololive, I'm 90% sure, because I feel like I know everyone that's in Hololive. But yeah, yeah, I think my full VTubing obsession was really right around December. Used to watch Pika's highlights on YouTube, but now YouTube's mainly memes. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so it was right around December when Indonesia Gen 2 debuted. And then I kind of had to fit 3 more VTubers into my watching Hololive schedule. So I was basically like every waking moment watching one of their live streams. I didn't even really have that much time to play video games, and on the occasion that I did, I was watching one of their live streams in the background. So yeah, that was around that time. I think in Indonesia, I have very mixed feelings about Ollie. Like, I do think she's my favorite, but she's similar to Kiara in that there are times when I watch her and I just get exhausted because of how highly energetic they are. It's kind of like, so because I'm an introvert, and I have, like, there are certain people when I hang out around them, it's just like drains my social battery. I feel that when I'm watching Ollie. Like, she's fun and she's great to watch, but my social battery gets drained just watching her. And then I have to like chill out with, I don't know, one of Ina's streams or something like that. Ina's streams like always make me drowsy and cozy and comfy. Ina's great. Yeah, it's time to sleep soon. So yeah, right around that VTubing obsession and right around that debut time, I think was really when the spark lit in my head. Thank you, I really appreciate that, Minra. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. I really just want to be more of a chill person. But yeah, I mean, I am a chill person in real life, but, yeah, no, it's like, right around that time, in December, kind of the spark lit my mind of, what if I became a VTuber? It was really just a question at that point. It wasn't just like okay, I'm gonna do this. It was I'm gonna play around with this idea. I want to see what I need to do in order to become one. Okay, I need to pull over this rest stop, so car, sorry, there you go. Yeah, I was really just kind of playing around with the idea. And then, yeah, I feel that. So I started doing research of like, okay, what exactly is a VTuber? In essence, like, what do I need to do to become one? Do I need to apply to an agency? Well, clearly not, because around that time, like, the only indie VTuber, I knew of indie VTubers existing, and I actually followed one of them, Amatsuka Uto, who's Ame's sister. They, like, share the same mama, Ui Mama. And it is, no, Nabi Mama. Ui is, I think, Subaru's mama. But so she was the one that I followed at the time, and she actually went through a brief hiatus while she was working out issues of excuse me, had to blow my nose there. She was actually working out like issues where she had, like, she had started out indie, and then she actually was contacted by an agency who wanted to recruit her, and I can't remember the exact details. I think she like signed on to that agency, and they started doing things with her name that she didn't want them to do, and so she was basically in a contracting battle with them to get her out of contract and leave the agency. So, like, I knew indie VTubers existed, and that was really my main exposure to them. So, yeah, it was, um, yeah, that was a thing, was Uto. Yeah, like, I followed Uto a bit. And so I knew you didn't have to sign on to an agency. But then it's like, okay, so what are all the things I need? So I Google it, and it's like, okay, well, what you need are a model and rigging. And sometimes that can get expensive. And so I was like, okay, I'll do some looking around, find someone that can do a model for me. At the time, I was really hoping to find someone that could do both the model and the rigging, because I really, like, I felt it would be easier to just streamline it like that. So, oh, what is this? Denmark? It was kind of hard to see the color of those flags, but I think we're in Denmark now. So yeah, like, I need a model, I need rigging. It'd be great if I could find someone that does both. Just from a straight up Google search, like, I honestly couldn't find that many people that did both. I found, or the few that I did, I wasn't really satisfied with the quality of their designs, because I felt, if this is something that I'm really going to commit to and spend some money on, I want to be happy with it, right? So I came across my mama, Sinful Newt, Sinful Maddie, it was through a Google search. Like, I basically just Googled. Yeah, it's hard, and it's especially hard for, like, I've found this out now, like, post becoming a VTuber myself. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm going to talk about that right now, pretty much. My design is relatively simple. Like, I'm just a human, I'm an anime girl, and you will be hard-pressed to find an artist who does not, you'll be hard-pressed to find an artist who does not do anime girls. So, like, that was very easy. I'm playing on a controller. It's an Xbox Series S controller that's hooked up to my PC. I prefer playing with controller on this game, and I do not have a steering wheel. But I've heard now among a lot of my friends, like Minra, who I don't know if you're still here in chat or not, but I know you were talking a lot about struggling to find someone who'll do your rigging because you're a dragon, and not everyone will do, like, anthro dragons. And so, yeah, like, I kind of had it easy because I had a very simple design. I wasn't going all too heavy on the fantasy. I was just, comfy anime girl with pretty colors in like, in an outfit. But yeah, like, you have to look around if you're interested in finding, you have to look around if you're interested in finding someone who does, like, muscles or dragons or, like, like Minra is saying right now, being a fluffy, cozy anthro dragon makes it hard to find a model and rigger. But thankfully you found someone and they're so good. And I do very much look forward to seeing your finished model, Minra. It's like the progress reports you've shown us so far are looking great. I'm excited for you. Let's see, Posworth said, I'm sure you'll get to it, but what inspired my design? So, yeah, my hair and eye color are basically like there are three important parts to my model. Everything else I could, like, I didn't really care that much. I could happily change them. I'm very attached to it right now, but like, yeah, you'll find someone. Like, I'm very attached to my model right now, but like when I was still in the design phases of coming up with what I want to look like, there were only three parts that I really cared about. The color of my hair, the color of my eyes, and the fact that I have a ponytail. Those are the only things that mattered to me. Everything else I'd be happy to change at some point. That's interesting, Jeremy. Yeah. That's very interesting. Yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, those were like the three things I cared about. The hair, because, like, both the hair and eyes, because those are my, like, those are two of my favorite colors. And honestly, like, I'll admit, it's based off of my character in Animal Crossing. That was, like, what made me, like, playing with that character made me realize, oh yeah, this is what I want. Like, this is what I want to be. Then I became, yeah, so the problem was I'm not an artist. Yeah, like, it's a cool thing you can do in Animal Crossing, is you can just do whatever you want with your character, and there's a whole bunch of options that you can play around with and see what you like. Yeah, I'm not an artist. We'll go ahead and play Forza Soda Boy streams. I'd love to have you here, but, you know, if you want to play Forza, I mean, heck, you could just have me in the background if that's something you can do. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. I'm not an artist. I cannot draw to save my life. I probably could. I probably could to save my life. I might be exaggerating there a little bit, but I'm not a practiced artist. I'm very bad at sketching things. So I wasn't really sure on, like, because I know when you're commissioning someone, and this was the first person I'd ever commissioned anyone in my entire life. When you're commissioning someone, I still knew this beforehand, when you're commissioning someone, it helps them to send them a visual. You can't have me in the background because you use Game Pass app and having Chrome tabs. Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, no, like, I'd love to have you here, but you know, if you feel like dipping out, no worries. Yeah, so I know when you're commissioning someone to do art for you, it helps to send them a visual reference, and I'm not very good at drawing, so what I did was I hopped on, I can't remember specifically what it was. It might have just been Pit Crew. It might have been Pit Crew. I just kind of Googled, like, anime style character designer, whatever, and I came up with a good one that kind of had all the tools and options I needed to play around with to get the design that I wanted to send to my mama. So yeah, like I did that searching. I found something that I was satisfied with, and basically, yeah, like I only really did the eyes, the hair. I just had a very basic plain, like, jacket and pants. They were all black. Hi, Ophi. Yeah, they were... You had a very fun stream earlier. I really enjoyed watching it. Oh, fuck you! I was like 8 miles over the speed limit. That's not speeding. Yeah, it was, Right. So I had that character creator, like that designer, downloaded the image, sent it to my mama. In her progress updates, she sent back to me, here's a sketch, what do you think of it? Here's what I can do with your ponytail, because I was actually a little bit surprised that the ponytail would maybe cause some issues. Not that it's not so much that it's, like, the hardest thing to draw, but it's that it's how exactly are you supposed to depict the ponytail to the viewers, because you're looking at me head on. So yeah, like she had, like, I think 2 sketches for how to do the ponytail, and I picked the one that I liked the most. You can kind of see it moving around in the back. So then after... Shoot, my thoughts escaped me. They flew away with the wind. Oh yeah, progress updates. So... Yeah, like, that was one of the progress updates, was like, okay, what do you want me to do with the ponytail? The other progress update, that is thanks to what you all see right here, right now, nice, colorful Haru, was when she sent me, okay, here are some ideas I have for the clothes. Because, so, like, she was gonna keep the hoodie, and, like, the types of outfit that I was wearing. It was really the colors, because when I sent the commission to her, I basically said, you can do whatever you want with the colors, I just want it to go with the rest of me. And so she sent to me a black design, which was basically what I sent her in the first place. She sent to me a kind of like a neutral color design, but it had like more browns and stuff. And then she sent to me a pastel design. And the pastel design, I have to say, was not what I was thinking of. Like, I did not think of a pastel design when she was coming up with that. So she sent that pastel design to me with, like, a whole bunch of nice colors and stuff. And I was like, that looks really good. It's very eye-catching. You could try asking someone who's a 3... Why are you trying to merge into me? dude, you could try asking someone who's a 3D modeler. It's a little bit different. I contacted a 2D modeler because there's live 2D and there's like 3D, and they're different. I've heard Vroid is a relatively affordable. I think Vroid is 3D. It's a relatively affordable 3D system where you can create a model and use it in whatever. Alright, thank you for being here for the stream, Soda Boy. Hope you enjoy your Forza. You're probably going to be driving a lot faster than I am right now. You have several very artsy friends, and you're curious if one of them would be better. Ask about it. So, yeah, here's the thing when I was doing my research. Because rigging is a necessity for being a VTuber, you can absolutely. So I'm going to tell you, first of all, what I went through, and second of all, what I would recommend. Yeah, Vroid is pretty good. What I went through in the reason I was so picky in finding a mama was because I'd heard, you need the rigging, and if the layers aren't done properly when designing your model, the rigger won't be able to rig it properly. So you need someone who knows how to do the layers so it can all be rigged the right way. So basically I was very thorough and specific in looking through all the people I had lined up to potentially be my mama, and I was like, this one can do it. Like, basically, yeah, I was looking for someone who I was looking for someone who specifically used the words live 2D model, because live 2D I knew I could associate with this is what can make you be a VTuber. So yeah, what I went through, I looked specifically for someone who knew what they were doing as far as VTubing goes and could do all the layers properly so everything could be rigged. Now I will tell you some advice and a recommendation. Some advice if you're looking to contact one of your friends who knows stuff about like 3D modeling and stuff, ask them if they know about rigging and if they know how to do it, because if they do, and it's possible they do, they might be pretty good at helping you out with that and getting you a model. If not, here's my recommendation. You don't have to start with a live 2D model like I do. I didn't really think of this when I was first starting out as like, okay, how am I going to be a VTuber? I was thinking of like, okay, what is my end game here? When can I call myself a full VTuber? But since joining the VTubing community, I have since realized that I had a very narrow perspective on VTubing, and I was getting a little bit ahead of myself. All you need is a PNG. Exactly, yeah, like Posworth said. All you need is a PNG. It doesn't even have to be riggable. It just has, just a flat image of who you are, of what your character design looks like, and slap that on the screen. It's not going to move around. You can hook it up with a reactive image with Discord, so even if you're just streaming by yourself, you can hop in a Discord room by yourself, and then your image will be reactive. And that's very easy to set up. So that's my recommendation. If you're interested in VTubing and you're not entirely sure where you're supposed to start as a VTuber in getting a model, start with the PNG. So, yeah. Yeah, and that's what I've seen a lot of people do while they wait for their models. Going back to the story of, like, when Haru was in the development stages with my mama, yeah, like, she'd sent back to me those 3 color palettes of, like, these are various colors we could work with here. And the one I liked the best was the, yeah, start as simple as possible and see if you like it. Yeah, like the most eye-catching one was a pastel color design. I did want to change the colors slightly, though. I can't remember specifically what it looked like off the top of my head. I'd have to look back at the model that she sent me. Or not the model, the updates that she sent me, but it was like, I'm pretty sure it was the blue you see right now on my jacket, and instead of the pink, I think it was like orange. I think that was it. But she also said to me, like, when I asked her to change the orange into pink, that it actually was a shade of pink, but it's like it was a very orangey shade of pink. But either way, hey Mackie. Mac is moving around now and probably ready to leave my room. Yeah, I'm gonna go let him out real quick. Alright, I am back. I have let my dog out of my room and took the opportunity to use the bathroom. Nerd Free is gonna let their dog out, and yeah, there's no trailer on the back of this truck when you're in the pause screen. It's a little weird. yeah, it's modeling and stuff like that is indeed a lot of work. And even if you're working for a friend, I would, depending on your financial situation, I would recommend compensating for them, even if they don't, like, offer it as a commission, if you're just contacting them as a friend. But compensation would be really nice. It is a lot of work. So yeah, what was I saying? Right. The colors. Yeah, it is pricey too. It's pricey to commission, and it's pricey to do. My specific commission, the timing of it. So I was looking at a full body live 2D model, and the timing of my commission was in early February, when my mom was actually having a sale on live 2D models. It was a... Hi, sorry, I can't really see your name. Teetle Fox? Hi there. Yeah, my mama was doing like a sale on live 2D commissions. It was $250 off the price. So that was like my jump in opportunity of like, okay, I'm fucking doing this. I'm doing this right now. Because $250 is a lot of money to not have to spend. You got your 2D friends set to start drawing for you tomorrow? Cool. Yeah, I'm excited for you. Yeah, VTubing is very exciting. Then, what was I talking about? I was talking about a lot of, she was having a sale. So in the end, my live 2D model cost me $270 US. No, the opposite. No, $750 US. What the fuck was I? My brain got confused by numbers. Sorry. I'm gonna cut you off. Okay. Oh, why am I cutting you off? This is my exit. So yeah, there's a. In the end, the live 2D model, not even rigged yet, cost me $750 US, which is a lot of money. Not all 2D models are going to cost you that much, and some are going to cost you more. It really depends on the artist. Yeah, it's... I might be too nice of a person sometimes. Yeah, so... Yeah, like, prices vary. But it's not cheap. But there are ways, like Beoroid, that are cheaper than others. So, yeah. What I was saying before was, like... Yeah. What I want to say about the colors was, like... Seeing the colors that she had sent me... in the pastel color palette... really got me thinking of, like... This is kind of close to a flag I'm familiar with. And now here I'm going to do a little bit of a tangent on... Yeah, be very clear on how you're going to use it, because there are, like... There can be commercial issues of, like, if you plan on making money off of this model, and also, like, if you plan on using it for merchandise and stuff, be very clear on that. Yeah, it's different if it's like personal use versus you're going to use it for live streaming and monetization. But yeah, so I'm going to do a little bit of a tangent here, where talking about the colors of my outfit and my design, I wanted to, because of the colors she sent me, I wanted to slightly change them to make them look like the trans flag. You know, with the pink and the white and the blue. You can probably see it if you're familiar with that flag. I was a little bit nervous asking for this, because I wasn't entirely sure how trans inclusive my mama was, but more overall, I wasn't entirely sure how trans inclusive the VTubing community was. Because I had, remember, I had a very narrow view, a very narrow experience with VTubers. All I knew was Hololive. As far as I'm aware, everyone in Hololive is cis. And so it's like, and there is a sad amount of transphobia among the fans of Hololive. I've watched a few live streams where occasionally chat will say things that are transphobic in a joking way. Like, for instance, with Papers, Please streams, there's always the issue in Papers, Please of, someone walks up to you and on their passport their gender is marked different from what they look like, and people are like, it's a trap! And that made me uncomfortable. And even I've seen I was even watching a live stream of Kiara's, where someone in the super chat sent, it was either a pink or a red super chat, like a high money super chat, and all the super chat said was trans rights, and everyone in chat went ballistic, be like, that super chat is very yabai, please ignore that one. And yeah, so that was my experience with VTuber, the VTubing community, and being accepting of trans people. So I have heard, from that person I was talking about way early at the beginning of the stream, that person that I followed on Twitter who supports... No, what am I saying? That person on Twitter who... Hi, Unicorn Life. Yeah, that person that I followed on Twitter that got me into VTubing in the first place by talking about Ame. That person, I'm not going to say who they are. I don't want to, give them too much attention. But they're a nice person. And they're actually, one of the people that I looked up to throughout college. I don't know them personally either. They're just a random person on the internet that really helped me come to terms with my gender identity. But she's trans and talks a lot about trans issues. She is a fan of Hololive. She really follows Hololive. I want to say Ame is her favorite, but that might have changed since. But she did mention, and I usually trust what she says. She said that the Hololive EN girls all got doxxed as being supportive of trans rights. I've never seen any evidence of that. That's the only place I'd heard it. So I can't say for certain if that's 100% true, but usually I trust this person on what they say and what their sources are. So that at least gave me a little bit of hope that at least the EN girls are trans supportive, even if their chat aren't necessarily. So yeah, I was kind of jumping into this with a very narrow perspective on what VTubers are and the VTubing community and how much trans people are going to be respected here. I had never heard, because like at the time my only experience with VTubers was Hololive and Amatsuka Uto. So I had never heard of any trans or non-binary VTubers, even though I knew there probably were, because the great thing about VTubing is you get to be your ideal self. So people that struggle with dysphoria can be, at the very least digitally, something they want to see themselves look like. So I knew in my head like there had to be some, but I'd never heard of them. They never showed up on my timeline in any spotlights or stuff. So I was a little bit nervous asking my mama for putting the trans flag colors on my outfit, but I went through with it anyway, and she was actually pretty accepting. She didn't have any problem with it. She's like, yeah, I can do that. So I was happy to hear that. And then she sent back that what that looked like, and I was happy with it. And then I was like, okay. There's one more thing I have to ask you. Now that we're talking about putting flag colors on stuff, would you mind doing the non-binary flag with the lower half? And she said yes. She could do that. She did it. Yeah, I mean, coming out is a terrifying thing. Even if you're sure the people that you're coming out to will still love you regardless, it is still terrifying. Because you're basically saying, I don't want to say you're changing your identity. It's more you're coming to terms with your identity, and you want other people to also come to terms with that. So yeah, it's scary, and it's never even a once and done thing. You have to come out multiple times to multiple groups of people, and to some people you don't even come out to. To some people you just stay closeted and don't want to interact with them. But yeah, no, she was fine with it. She went ahead, put the colors on my outfit the way I wanted to, and it was perfect. Like, it was better than I thought that would be. Like, when I made my model, I didn't think anything about the colors. It was just her that triggered that in my mind of, I want this. This is what I want to look like. These are the colors that I want. And yeah, I get so many compliments on my design and how cute and colorful it is, and I really owe my mama a lot. Like, I mean, yeah, I gave her a lot of money to do this, but like also just the euphoria of it is just like, I have a lot of respect for her and for what she did for me, and I don't even think she fully understands how much it means to me that that I have this. Yeah. VTubing is something I am so grateful that I get to do, and that I get to be myself here. I was afraid of hopping into VTubing as potentially being the only trans or non-binary VTuber that I was aware of. I was afraid of kind of taking that leap, and I kid you not, my very first day of being a VTuber, like of being on Twitter, I met Gage, and that meant a hell of a lot to me. That I got to basically jumping into this, not expecting to see that many trans or non-binary people, at the very least in my circle. Like, I knew they had to be out there, but the very fact that on my Twitter debut, going out there, knowing nothing about the VTubing community, like, I knew about the Hololive community. I did not know about the VTubing community, and I think those two are very different communities. I was so happy. I was so happy to meet another trans VTuber on day one. Like, day one. And not only was it I met them, I am still good friends with Gage. Like, I sadly don't really interact with her as much these days as I did in my early days of VTubing, but like, she still means a lot to me, and I don't think she knows just how much it meant to get to meet her and be friends with her on my first day of being here. Yeah, the VTubing community is very trans inclusive. I won't say all of it is, because honestly I don't think the VTubing community is monolithic either. Like, there's definitely different groups. There's cliques in this community. And some of them might not be trans inclusive, but those are circles that I avoid or haven't been introduced to yet. But in general, it is a very open community with, even if, like, it's very possible, I actually haven't done the numbers here, but it's very possible, like, the majority of the people that I follow and that I am followed by aren't LGBT, but all of them to some degree are supportive of it, and a lot of them are LGBT. But yeah. And yeah, tell you what, I've talked about Gage, so let me go ahead and give her a quick shout out. I need to remind myself of what exactly her Twitch is. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so let's copy that. There you go. Please go and follow Gage. She means so much to me. Okay. Tears done with. Emotional time is over. Well, it's emotional time is never over. Let's be honest. We're open. We open up our hearts on this channel, okay? We open up our hearts and talk about our deepest and darkest feelings, okay? Well, maybe not the deepest ones. You're allowed to keep those hidden, but only if you're not comfortable with sharing. But yeah, no, it's so I got to have the colors of 2 of my flags of identity on, let's see, Deer and Tiger. I was listening to you talk about VTubing and it's been very educational, but then you started talking about gender identity, and all I can say is I love you for talking about it. Thank you so much, Deer and Tiger. Like, you being here means a lot to me. I see you pop by my chat sometimes, and like, I don't know if you consider yourself to be one of my regulars, but I do. I consider you to be one of my regulars, and it means a lot to hear you say that. So yeah, there was, what was I talking? Yeah. I got to have the colors. And then the model came to me. Like, she was done with the model eventually. It took her, I want to say, about 4 weeks to do it. Nerd Freed, is that... Okay, I'm not familiar with, like, what bits are, but thank you for the bits. Like, I know I know they're a thing that happens. I still don't know what they are and what they do, but thank you for them. Yes, and yeah, rainbow flag. So yeah, like the day she gave my full complete model back to me was just like, it was a shock to me. Like, up until then, it was really just like, oh, this is just an idea that I'm playing around with, you know. Maybe I'll be a VTuber, who knows. But I very all too often just have a random crazy idea in my head, and then I put all this effort and research into it, and then I give up and run away from it. Or get bored of it or whatever, and it's just like, you know, that's happened for way too many of just like my personal projects and stuff. Then but yeah, like that day that I got back, okay, I have not used these fairies since the update, so I don't know if the ferry actually tells you where you need to go, so I'm going to go ahead and do this now. Just double check where I'm headed to. So it's that place, however you say it. So there it is. Awesome. So, yeah, the day I got my model back to me, it wasn't rigged yet. It was just a live 2D model ready for rigging. Was when it hit me that I'm actually following through with something for once. I'm not giving up. This is... I mean, sure, there's also the sunk cost fallacy thing of, like, you know, I put money into this already, so therefore I can't give up on it. But even then, it's just like a... It was that realization of... This is finally coming to fruition. This idea that I'd been just bouncing around in my head for a few months, not really sure about, you know, all the details of it, but I've done my research and I think I know what I'm doing now. You know, I bounced around a few of those ideas and it's like, this is actually happening. I am actually following through with something once instead of giving up on it. And that was just great. That feeling of accomplishment. Also, I've noticed, like, there's kind of two degrees of people that get into VTubing. I've noticed on Twitter. The first degree of people are those that... Oh, well, fuck you. It was a yellow light. The first degree are the people who hop on the social media when the idea comes to their mind of being a VTuber. And the second group of people are those that only wait until their model is finished to hop on as a VTuber. I was the second group. I did not create my Twitter until the model was finished. And even then, I didn't tweet anything out until... Like, I interacted with a few tweets here and there. And even then, it wasn't in the VTubing community. Because, again, all I knew about the VTubing community was Hololive, and therefore I just followed a bunch of Hololive accounts and interacted with those. But, yeah, then I just kind of created the account once I had the model, and just sat there with it while I was waiting for my papa, my rigger, who I found on Fiverr, to finish up with the rigging. And basically I really played around with the idea of, okay, when am I going to make this official? Because I'm the only one really setting my own deadline here. Other people, like, no one is expecting me to be a VTuber. I think the only, like, two people that are really holding that to me are myself and my mama at that point. And maybe my papa. I haven't really interacted all that much with my papa. I don't think he's on Twitter. And when I asked him for his socials and stuff so I could make sure I properly credit him, all he said was to use his Fiverr, so it's there in the description if you want to check him out. But yeah, for him the rigging cost, I want to say $580 US. I'm pretty sure that's how much the rigging cost. So in total, I spent over $1,000 just on my live 2D model alone. I don't know how much like V-Roid and other stuff like that costs, but I'm pretty sure it's cheaper. But like I said, I had a bunch of money saved up from working my full-time job before this anyway, so I wasn't too worried about it. In fact, the money I spent on VTubing was actually the money that I was saving up for a PS5. Because the PS5 came out, remember when that came out and no one could buy one? Yeah, I was basically like, one day they'll be back in stock and I will have the money for it. And then I was like, or you could be a VTuber. Fuck scalpers, okay? Fuck scalpers. Fuck you if you're a scalper. You suck. What? Davey G22APK, thank you for the follow. Yeah, there's no PS5s available anyway, so you know, fuck it. I've talked about the PS5 in a previous stream, but yeah, yeah, no, I forgot about it, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'll be a VTuber instead. That is, I feel like I could get more out of being a VTuber than owning a PS5. All the bougie people out there with PS5s, good for you. Minnie, I think, if you're still here, I think you've mentioned to me that you're like one of the few people that has a PS5. I do not hold that against you. I just think you're extremely lucky. Also, do not do this. I'm like driving without my hands. Oh, she's streaming again? Okay. Oh, karaoke. Oh yeah, it's her 500. It's her 500 follower karaoke stream, isn't it? Yeah. Well, anyway, as I was saying, I kind of went on a PS5 rant there, but the point I'm trying to get is I put my money to better use than PS5s. I mean, I could still afford one right now if I really, really wanted it, but honestly, I think the hype has died down for me. Yeah, no. I know I've done a lot of tangents here, and that's fine. That's what the stream is for. It's a just chatting stream while we go on a road trip across Europe. So, yeah, the thing with the PS5, right. I spent money on VTubing, and that's what's important. Yeah, no, I created my Twitter account, and so yeah, it's like you could say I'm more of a traditional VTuber in that I sort of had this idea of I can't really be a VTuber until all of my model is done and ready. And also I have to have a debut where I talk about myself. The debut has to be about an hour long, and it has to be slides. Like, I have to use slides to discuss my, like, to introduce myself to everyone. And furthermore, I will not show my face as a VTuber. I still will not show my face as a VTuber. Like, that's not a thing that's going to happen, no. But I respect people that want to do face reveals. Like, it's not a... Yeah. Everything has to be perfect, or else it feels like... Yeah. But yeah, all due respect to people who do show their faces. Like, I've learned a lot in my few months of doing this VTubing thing. In fact, we're coming up on my 2-month mark of, like, being a part of the community. Actually, I think that's tomorrow. Yeah. Because I debuted on Twitter on the first day of spring, which was, I think, March 20th. And so, because I thought that'd be, like, kind of cute to be like, you know, my name is Haru. Haru means spring in Japanese, so why not debut with the spring? So I went ahead and made that first tweet on the first day of spring, which, yeah, I think is... that anniversary is coming up tomorrow. So yeah, what do you think about it? I really haven't been doing this for all that long, and I've learned so much. And it's entirely possible that my perspective is going to change in the next few months. Like, your 1 month is also tomorrow? Really? Oh my gosh. That is so cool. That is so cool. Oh, yeah. You debuted on 420. I realized as I was setting up for this stream that I actually missed my debut anniversary, because my debut was April 15th. And, I mean, it's fine. I even just really technically started streaming on the 1st, so it's like, what of it? The debut is a debut and nothing else. But if you want to celebrate those, like, marks of I've now been doing this for so long, it's great. So I've learned a lot in this VTubing stuff. I've learned that there's no one single way to be a VTuber. I have learned that you can absolutely, if you want to, share your face. There's, like, I agree, I agree that it's a thing that people should be allowed to do if they want to. But I also feel that people don't need to be pressured into thinking they need to. Are you playing this Truck Simulator game? Or like American Truck Simulator? Oh, it's a different one? Yeah. Sometimes I skip tutorials in games too. Snow runners. Interesting. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff I've learned, and yeah, I tweeted about this earlier. I think it was earlier this week. Noticeable lack of snow and running. Nice. Yeah, I tweeted about this. It was either last week or earlier this week. I occasionally will see these trends pop up on Twitter of like something something, show your face. You know, like it's basically everyone show your face as part of this trend. Like, and I don't like those trends, and it's not because I'm not all about the positivity of like showing who you are. I'm not about them because I know there are going to be people who feel pressured to do it. And that's one of the reasons that I don't like trends in general, is like I don't like people feeling like they have to do something just because everyone else is doing it. I feel like hopping on a trend is something that you should want to do. It's fun to do. It can be like an icebreaker if you don't really know what you're... Yeah, like I want to remain a mystery too, you know? That's one of the reasons I hopped into VTubing. Pretty much. Is because like I've wanted to be a content creator of some sort for a long time. I just wasn't sure how to do it. One of my favorite content creators, Many a True Nerd, on YouTube, is like he does his videos without showing his face at all. He's not a VTuber, but yeah, his thing is he doesn't show his face. There is like, you can Google his face, and there is an image of it online. I think it's like from one of his very first videos, or maybe it was a video on his partner's channel. But yeah, like he's not a VTuber, but he also doesn't show his face, and that was kind of the vibe I was going for, and I just felt VTubing was something I could do where I still don't have to show my face, but I can also be a cute anime girl at the same time. And why not do that? So yeah, what I was saying about trends is they're a nice icebreaker as a like, because I feel there are a lot of people that will make a Twitter because it's something you should do to promote yourself, but they don't know what they're supposed to do or say on Twitter. And I get that. So yeah, trends are a good icebreaker in that, like, even if you don't know, like if you don't know specifically what you're supposed to say or tweet about, go ahead and hop on one of those trends, like, because it's a template, basically. It's a template. Like, you don't have to think about what you're doing, you just do what other people are doing. The problem with trends is, yeah, like, they are a source of peer pressure for a lot of people. Like, you can... People will do trends not because they want to, but because they see other people doing them and think that means they have to as well. So I'm worried with the most recent trend going around with people showing their faces. I'm worried there are people that didn't want to show their face but did so anyway just because the trend was there. And I see, like, I've seen some of them do like a I'll delete this later deal, which is valid and reasonable, but it's still like, I'm not even gonna do that, because delete something on the internet, it's not gone for good. Like, someone might have screenshotted it. I think there are also websites you can use to dig up deleted tweets, like, and even, like, I've noticed when I scroll through my timeline, I will come across tweets and try to interact with them, and then I will see this tweet has been deleted. Usually it's because like someone posted the tweet but forgot to include the hashtags for the tweet, like the VTuber, EN VTuber hashtags. I've done that too. But the fact is, the original tweet that they deleted, it's possible they deleted it right away, still is on my timeline when I'm scrolling through. Because, like, haven't got to the top of my timeline yet, and it hasn't refreshed yet, so deleted tweets can show up there. So yeah, no, I'm not even gonna do that, and yeah, I'm worried for VTubers who can fall into that peer pressure. Let's see. We've got a little bit of time left. So let's look at truck dealers. I can't remember. I think it's Volvo. I like Googled, because I've played this game a lot, but I've never actually seen and compared what exactly is the best truck to get. I think I Googled and saw, like, if you plan on upgrading your truck, which I of course do, I think it's Volvo that has the best truck to get, and I have not come across one of those dealers yet. But anyway, yeah, let's do another, let's just do a short delivery, because I kind of want to end the stream in like 30 minutes or so. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what your wife says. Let's go distance. Yeah, destination, or no, route length, because I think destination is alphabetical. Route length. That'd be cool, Soda Boy, yeah. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, because there's one other. That'd be funny. There's like one other. Yeah, let's not go too short, but well, that's across. I want to drive. That's probably fine, right? Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, there's like one other topic I want to hit on before we close this stream out. And I want to do another delivery in the background here. So I've talked a lot about my time before VTubing, my time after VTubing. Well, like my time before. I've talked about my time before VTubing, my time becoming a VTuber, and kind of getting into this community. There's one more thing I want to touch on. I feel like some of the stuff I have briefly mentioned in passing from time to time, but like I want to make sure that it's clear, because I think I've only really mentioned this to like my small friend circles. The thing that I want to do with VTubing is, when I hopped on to being a VTuber, I thought it would be a whole bunch of competition with each other because we're all streamers, you know? We are all streamers that want to get viewers, and like there's only a limited number of people in the world that can watch us at any given time, and if we're all streamers, then surely we must be competing with each other for that. And I've since learned that's just not it. You don't want to think of VTubing as a competition. You want to think of it as a journey. go ahead and set your end goals. I have my own end goal. Why am I even indicating? I have my own end goal, right? Of I want this to be something I can make money off of long term. I think that'd be cool. Speaking of, I just want to do a little bit of a plug here. I don't want any of you to feel pressured at all to subscribe to me. But I can't help but notice that I'm 3 subscribers short from having enough sub points to have one more emote. And there's this really cute emote that I'd commissioned my emotes artist to do, and I can't use it because I don't have enough emote slots. So I would really appreciate subs. Like, I would really appreciate it. Don't feel Ophi. 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 Really? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you so much. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that after the stream then. I love you too. Also, I need to remind myself to increase the cost of that channel point redeem. Not because I think people overuse it, but because it just really bothers me that it says I love you 3,000 and it only costs 1,000 points. Like, it should cost 3,000 points. Anyway, yeah. Thank you so much. You're too sweet, though. Like, you're too sweet. So, yeah. Right, yeah, I was talking about VTubing and, like, where we all are. This is really more about the journey and the VTubing is supposed to be about the journey and the people we meet along the way and the community we build together. And the part of building a community is it's a give and take. Like, you, as much as you need, like, should absolutely receive the love and support the community gives you, you should give just about that much back at the very least. And, or better yet, pay it forward. And that was, yeah, like that was really what I've learned. I was afraid I would basically just be a speck of dust in the wind, really struggling to be noticed in this ocean of VTubers, and only the big ones people really crowd around, like the people in Hololive and Be Shoujo and stuff like that, and I was afraid that I would struggle to be noticed. And I'm really happy with how far I've come in the short time I've been doing this. And here's something I want to talk about here. I didn't really have an idea for myself of what I want to be, like what I want my brand to be as a VTuber. Like, let's talk about Hololive, right? And I know Hololive is just like one tiny little fraction, one tiny little piece of VTubing and VTubers, but it's just something that I'm most familiar with. Kiara has her brand, okay? She's very peppy, cheerful, and she's all about KFP and supporting the people in KFP, and all the people in that group kind of lift each other up. And it's just the name of her fan base. But yeah, like, that was her brand, right? KFP. I didn't have a brand in mind for myself when I was setting this up. All I had was just like, you know, my image, the fact that I am a VTuber, and the fact that I am non-binary and trans. Like, that's all I had going for me, really. I have since, and I think this is more like, this is, sure, part of it is effort that I myself have put into this, but this is also, like, I think the image other people have of me is that Haru is really supportive of everyone and will shower you with her love and support. And two things. Number one, that is not what I planned my brand to be. Like, that is not what I planned to do as a VTuber. Okay, it just came to me. It's just, as I was interacting with people on Twitter, that is what has come naturally to me, is being that supportive of other people. Number two, I have adopted that. Shit! Fuck. Pay attention when you're driving, folks. Pay attention when you're driving. Let's just hope the cargo didn't get damaged. Okay, that's what I'm most worried about. Yeah, so I've adopted that. I have accepted that is how people see me. Yeah, I'm used to this game, but that doesn't mean there aren't occasional accidents. So yeah, that's not something I had in mind, being a VTuber, but that's something that I have since adopted and accepted. This is how other people view me, so let's lean into that, okay? And it's pretty easy to do, because, like I said, it's just something that comes naturally to me anyway. So you need 10 more points. Is the thing you want to redeem the I love you 3000? Because if so, I love you anyway. You don't need to redeem that. Oh, it's a hydrate emote? Okay. Or not an emote, a redeem. Yeah, no, I'll hydrate soon. I love you too, Nerdfreed. I love you too. So, yeah, holy shit, what is going on with my finger here? The skin is peeling off one of my fingers, and I don't know why. Have I been gripping the controller that hard? I don't think I have. So yeah. my very first interaction that I think was the culmination point in creating that image that other people see of me as being really supportive was an interaction I had in like my very early days on Twitter. I don't even remember the date. But so there's this other VTuber called That Dude Stargazer. Or The Dude Stargazer. I can't remember if it's that or the. But Stargazer is a really supportive guy. And then there was this other VTuber who at the time only had, I think, 70 or so followers, named Chaz. And Stargazer, as well as a bunch of other people, I think, like, Gage hopped on this even, and, like, a few of the other VTubers I was following at the time were hopping on this, hey, let's promote Chaz and get him to 100 followers, or something like that. I basically get him more followers than he currently has. I think the first post, like the first time I saw him being like boosted and stuff. Also, as I say this, I see a notification pop up on my phone that's a mention. I got mentioned in a tweet by Chaz that says thank you. That's purely coincidental. Okay, but yeah, no, he's that was one of the. So the first time I saw it, I just kind of didn't pay that much attention to it. Like, it was something that showed up on my timeline. I'm like, okay, cool, and then I just moved on with my scrolling. And then I saw again. I can't remember if it was like another person that I was following or if it was Stargazer again or someone. Basically, more and more of those tweets supporting Chaz and saying, hey, let's get Chaz to this milestone. It clicked in me. Like, it got me to think, yeah, you know what? I'll get in on this too. Let's get Chaz to that milestone. I don't know Chaz. I do now. But at the time, like, I didn't really know Chaz. He's just another VTuber in a sea of VTubers. But I see all these other people that I trust, their judgment, trying to support him and get him to a milestone. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be one of those people that gets him to that milestone. So I hopped on what is now dubbed the Crew of Support. And if you follow me on Twitter, you will see every once in a while me and other people too that I follow and interact with use this a lot. The Crew of Support hashtag, which is basically like, it was created shortly after we dogpiled Chaz with love and support, and we did get him to that milestone, by the way. It was shortly after we dogpiled him with our love and support. Dude Stargazer made a tweet basically like, okay, what should I call my followers? Because, you know, we see that a lot in the VTubing community, is like this idea that every follower group needs a name. It's not true, first of all. But I think a lot of people want that to, like, kind of build on their own brand and be like, you know, like we have Tencho, Kiara, her followers are KFP. We have the teammates that follow Ame. And I can't remember of VTubers in like my. Actually, I don't have a name for any of you people. Jesus is kind of cute though. I think someone on my debut recommended hazelnuts or something like that, and I thought that was kind of cute. But no, it's like I create, yeah, so I don't really have a follower name for people. I just call people my friends because that is really how I feel about a lot of you, is like, you know, you're my friends and the like. Hi, Richter Fowl. Yeah, no, it's like a... Yes, you did. Ophelia was extremely generous and gifted a few subs earlier. Oh yeah, no, I don't have a truck. Well, fuck you. Yeah, so I don't really have a whole lot of... I don't really have a name. Yeah, let's do this job. You'd call your followers Sodalites. That's a good name. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I need a follower name. Like, I think Friends is fine. I think Friends is nice, and... yeah, so... But no, like, going back to what I was saying, right? Dude Stargazer said... Oh, Richter Fowl gifted a sub. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for gifting that sub, Richter. It's very much appreciated. I did also very briefly see that there was, well, I briefly had this idea of, like, calling my... At the very least, calling people that subbed me part of my guild. Because I talked a lot about how, like, there's a whole community aspect of being part of a guild that I really felt in one of the online games I played growing up. And so I wanted to make that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it anymore, but... maybe if I had a bigger community of people that sub to me, I might lean into it a little bit more and maybe do, you know, guild stuff. But for now, I'm fine with as things are, you know, just calling people my friends and just saying I really appreciate, and yeah, like all of you, I really appreciate. And you don't need to sub to get that appreciation, okay? It's optional. I also have a donate box down linked at the bottom. If you feel like directly donating to me, just a one-time donation that doesn't go through Amazon. Again, you don't have to do that. But if you do, it's very much appreciated. And even if you don't, you being here is all I really need. So, yeah, we have... Oh, I completely missed your message, Soda Boy Streams. It's a nice dark blue mineral. Oh. Oh, I didn't even know that was a real thing. I thought soda lights would just be cute for, like, you know... Yeah. So... yeah, there's a... So, right. So Stargazer was saying, what should I call my followers? I should call them the crew of support. Okay, I felt like something just happened. No, it didn't. Okay, that was probably part of the music that I'm listening to in the background. Okay, good. Yeah, so... Right, dude Stargazer. I have been going on so many tangents. I am not getting to the point here. Wait, really? Why does that... What? Really? Why is that showing up anywhere? Do I have to go to Streamlabs? Here, let me open up my Twitch page. If someone could tell me who that is, fantastic, because for whatever reason it's not showing up in my activity feed, nor is it showing up in chat. Yeah, if I just have to go to my Streamlabs page. Okay, let's... No, I'm not going to donate to myself. That'd be stupid. Oh, it's you, Richter Powell. It's you. Thank you so much for the donate. I really appreciate it. Yeah, buy myself something nice. Yeah, so I promise I will get to this point. So Stargazer said, what should I call my followers? And basically we said something like $5,000 for myself. Yeah, that'd be good. $5,000 for myself. Mwah. That's basically what I did when I bought myself a VTuber model. Is like, you know what? Go buy yourself something nice. Yeah, so he was like, what should I call my followers? He's like, what about crew of support? Because we're really supportive. We really support people here. We're going to be all supportive and stuff. So we call ourselves a crew of support. And use a crew of support hashtag whenever you see someone you just want to support. And then people can go to that hashtag and find people that need support. And support is a very broad term, of course. Usually a lot of people just do... Yeah, sorry, I do not have a Discord. And I don't think I want one, honestly. I can basically manage being active in one Discord. And that's it. I am in a bunch of Discord servers, but I really just... Yeah, I really just like lurk in most of them, and I'm only active in one of them. Yeah, like, I exist in those servers, and that's it. So, yeah, crew support. If you see someone you want to support, look at that hashtag. It's free to use as well. You don't even have to be, like, you don't even have to call yourself one of Dude Stargazer's followers to be in the crew support. It's just something you do with yourself. And so I think, like, support is a very broad term. Yeah, you could go ahead and do that. And actually, here, let me do you something better. I don't really mind giving this out. Let me pop over here and copy that and paste it in there. There you go. If anyone wants to add me on Discord, there's my friend code. Yeah, go ahead and add me as a friend on Discord. I'd be happy to help people out and give them like all the support they need. I won't friend you immediately right away, but like when I'm done with the stream and stuff, I'll do that. So yeah, like I've noticed really like all that really means for Twitter is give that person a follow. Like, that's the bare minimum that a lot of people do when they see me retweet and like crew of support someone. Is like, okay, I'll follow that person then. But since I've started having some of my doubts, and also that's like what I see a lot of people refer to when they say Haru is a very supportive person. Like, they always see me on Twitter, like, retweeting other people and saying go support them. And yeah, it's not even my hashtag, okay? I'm using a hashtag from someone else's identity that it's free to use, of course, but like, I didn't create the crew of support. I'm just part of it. So yeah, give all the credit to Dude Stargazer. He's the one that came up with the hashtag in the first place. I would say, okay, I feel like I need to turn on my lights now. Even though I can perfectly see fine, I feel like I'm still gonna get a ticket if I don't. So I've started having my doubts about that, right? Because put myself in the shoes of people that follow me. Or just like a random person on Twitter that follows me for me. They don't follow me for the people that I support. They want to be picky about who they follow, right? They're probably just going to ignore like those crew of support tweets. And yeah, I don't have a problem with them doing that. You're not obligated to follow people on Twitter unless you really want to. And also, following people is really just a number, you know? That follower count is just a number. It doesn't really reflect on you as a person, how high or low that number is. Oh, there's a Volvo truck dealer. I think it was Volvo, right? That I'm looking for. So yeah, putting myself in the shoes of that person, it's like they could just very easily ignore those sorts of tweets, you know, mute the crew of support hashtag or whatever. I don't actually know how muting works. I don't do it. But yeah, like, if they're annoyed at seeing that stuff on the timeline and me spamming a bunch of stuff like that, then yeah, they're mostly just gonna ignore it. They'll grow numb to it. Like, maybe the first time they see me do it, it's like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Sure, I'll go support that person. And then they see me do it for the 10th time and they're just numb to it. So I don't really know what kind of an impact my crew of supporting people does to people. I think I can maybe give people a couple followers by doing it, but it's really what I really want to do. Okay, where the here it is. What I really want to do in paying forward all the support I've been given as a VTuber and making sure that other smaller VTubers get the same chance that I'm getting at being recognized is... Alright, I'm gonna stop the driving here because yeah, I really want to focus on what I'm saying and finish up with this. I was playing around with, like, what's something more personal that I could do? Because retweeting people and going all crew of support and stuff like that is fine, but I don't think it's really enough. I feel like a lot of people can just grow numb to that, brush it off, ignore it. So I'm glad you like them, Pawsworth. I really am. I want to support a lot of those smaller VTubers. I want everyone to get that chance of being recognized And it's just my hope that like they'll eventually come to that one person who can help them become big and grow. So yeah, I just see a lot of people. Well, it's not that I see, it's I feel that those crew of support tweets are, I feel it's something you can grow numb to, and I feel like it can become impersonal with just like, well, this person I follow is telling me to go follow this other person. Like, that's all it boils down to. And so I wanted to do something more. Something that's more personal. Something that's more... just something that's more, you know? So what I've recently done and created as a part of, like, a brand new part of my brand as a supportive VTuber, and it's like right there on my Twitter handle, right? Not my handle. In my bio, like the first sentence of my bio is like, I am a supportive friend. That's me. That's me. I'm your supportive friend. As part of that brand that I'm really building off of, I'm still gonna do crew of support stuff, but I want to give a more personalized focus. And this is just as much for me as it is for my followers that want to something a little bit more than just go follow X person. And it's also something that's more like more reasonable for... I feel like it's more heartfelt to the person receiving the support as well, which is the VTuber of the Week. This is the first week I'm doing it, and I want it to continue pretty much for as long as I can. And the VTuber of the Week, I've really agonized over how I want to do it, and I'm not even sure how much it will do for the person that's being featured. Like, because it's completely brand new to me, and for all I know, they'll get 2 followers from it. And that's it, as far as I know. But I still want people to realize and understand the weight I put behind VTuber of the Week. Because Crew This Support is something I will do for a random person that I come across. Well, it's not random, but a person that I come across that I'm like, hey, people should go support this person. And so I will retweet them and be like, hey, Crew of Support this person. VTuber of the Week is a more in-depth look at someone. It's not just a surface, like, this is a tweet I came across and hey, you should go follow this person. It is essentially, crew of support are basically people that come to me. Well, like, I'm not saying like they'll ask me to support them. I'm saying like I see them on my timeline and I'm like, okay, I'll retweet you. VTuber of the Week is me evaluating someone else as a good candidate for VTuber of the Week. I don't want to say worthy candidate because honestly, everyone is worthy of being hosted there. But I agonized over what exactly does this mean? What is the VTuber of the Week? How should I do it? What's the best way to go about doing it? So VTuber of the Week is a surprisingly unused hashtag. I looked at it and I only saw one tweet. Like one person, as far as I know, it's like one person tried to start doing VTuber of the Week and then they just kind of gave up on it. But so yeah, I adopted that hashtag VTuber of the Week, and if I were to only do one VTuber every week, that would mean I can only support like 50 something VTubers every year. And there's a lot I want to get to. So I'm going maybe like 2 to 3 VTubers every week. I'm starting with 2 this week. And it's someone, here's kind of my criteria, right? Someone for the VTuber of the week has to be relatively small and have a small-ish following. Like, it's a very vague requirement. I don't have a strict number for that. It boils down to they have to be smaller than me, and that's basically it. But I really want to focus and give a lot of love to people that I don't feel are quite getting the recognition that they need. So there's that. And yeah, that's very subjective. It also has to be someone that I can... It has to be someone that has content, right? Because I don't feel right about promoting someone as like, hey, go and follow this person and give them lots of love. I don't feel right promoting them because basically what I'm feeling is all people see is a name if I retweet them, right? All they see is the name. Maybe it's a short intro in a networking thread, but that's all it is to them. I want to provide, this is content that this person is making that you should watch. So I look for clips, or if there's any specific clips the person wants me to show, I show that. I want to make sure they are doing something for VTubing. They're not just an account on Twitter. They need to actually be making content. And besides that, I don't know. I feel like I had some like other criteria here. But basically what I'm getting to is this is someone that I study. Okay, this isn't just someone that I come across on my timeline. I'm like, okay, good, cool, support that person, give them the follows. Also, I hope I'm not giving off the wrong vibe here. I do care about supporting the people that I do with the Crew of Support hashtag. I just feel like I don't think other people care enough about it, which is why I created the VTuber of the Week thing. Because now I'm saying, okay, I'm putting a lot of effort into picking out this person from a list. Okay, you don't come to me for VTuber of the Week. Okay, I come to you. I look for someone. Blue Hope Cape is rating me with a party of how many people is that? I can't see, it's blocked out. A party of 1. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Blue Hope Cape. Yeah, VTuber of the Week is I'm putting my time and effort into researching this person and basically evaluating them as a good candidate. So I just hope other people realize the weight behind VTuber of the Week, and I hope that in and of itself can get other people to pay them more attention. Hi, Blue Hope Cape. I'm doing pretty good. How's your stream? We're probably actually gonna wrap this stream up a little bit here. I just kind of want to really promote VTuber of the Week because I want you all to realize, okay, this isn't just something I'm doing randomly like I do with Crew Support. Okay, VTuber of the Week is an evaluation of this is someone that I think isn't getting enough attention. Nerdfreed, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, that's the thing. VTuber of the Week is I want people to interact with it, okay? The people that I'm promoting with VTuber of the Week are people that I personally think, like, need more exposure than they're currently getting. So I'm still kind of working out all the kinks and, like, what exactly do I want to do with VTuber of the Week, and furthermore, how best to promote it. It's always going to be in my pinned tweet on my profile. So, like, my pinned tweet is my schedule, and then there's a whole thread underneath that schedule of, like, who I'm collabing with this week, at what times, what we're playing, and now, starting this week, and on until I either give up or run out of VTubers to promote, is the VTuber of the Week. They will also have their own set of, I think, 3 tweets. So one tweet just saying who they are with their PNG, one tweet saying these are their socials, go follow them, and one tweet with, like, their clips, like a clip that I think you should all watch, because, like, this is a snippet of what this person's streams are like. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye on the hashtag. If you would, I would really appreciate it, because these are people that I think deserve more follows and more support than they currently have. Hi, Coffin Cuddles. Hi. I don't know if you saw, but I saw on Ophelia and Kara's stream, they were putting you on that chart with the McDonald's thingy. So, hi. Hello. Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah, it would mean so much to me if you could check out the VTubers of the Week and keep an eye on that weekly. Or if you missed it, oh, that's fine, that's fine. I'm sure they might have tweeted it or something, but yeah, it was fun watching. It was fun watching them do that. I'm doing pretty good. We're just having a chill, heart-to-heart talking stream. I've given up on the trucking at this point. This is just talking. Yeah, so it would mean a lot to me if anyone hearing this, even if you're in the future watching this VOD on my YouTube channel, go to my Twitter, check out that hashtag, VTuber of the Week, and give them a chance. Because I think these are people that deserve a chance at growing a following on Twitter, and more importantly on Twitch, because that's where they're making their content. And yeah, so the 2 VTubers of the week, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a shout out right now in my chat. I'm also gonna pop over to Twitch so that I can make sure I'm typing their names out right. I think, okay, so first VTuber of the week, Abysmal Curry. He is a big supporter of me recently, and I just really want to get back to him. Abysmal Curry only has 17 Twitch followers right now. Oh wait, no, I have to do the shout out command properly. Come on. No, properly. There we go. Okay, there we go. So no. Okay, so go follow Abysmal Curry. He currently only has 17 followers, and honestly, I enjoy his streams. He does some fun streams, and I think he's a unique design. He's, like, got a whole paper bag over his head thing, which is, and, like, he's really building up to something here, okay? He's gonna do, like, some reveal at some point. But keep an eye on him, and I think he's great. He's fun to watch, fun to listen to, and he's supported me a lot, and I just want to give back to him. The other VTuber of the week, because we are doing two, is... Let me make sure I got that properly. Thempire Iane. I think it's pronounced Iane. Them, not Vam. Thempire Iane is a non-binary vampire who is also a pretty cool person. So let me shout them out as well. And yeah, they currently have 33 Twitch followers. So both of those people, please check them out. And because I've like done my thinking of like who do I need to promote here as my first VTubers of the week, and I think they're both perfect VTubers that you should absolutely check out and support. Yeah. So yeah, I think that wraps it all up. You know, I've really touched on a lot of the points that I really want to. You know, my whole journey into VTubing and where I want to go forward with VTubing. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here too. I've really enjoyed the talks we had, and it means so much to me that you were all here. So let's go and find someone to raid. Also, I also want to point something else out with my raiding is usually when I raid someone. Oh really? I'm glad to suck you into this rabbit hole, Nerd Breed. I think this is a great community. But yeah, usually when I pick someone to raid, like I have my favorites, sure, but I really do want to focus on people with lower view counts. And yeah, yeah, Minnie is doing her karaoke. You know what? It's her special day. It's her 500 follower karaoke stream. So let's go and raid her then, shall we? Let's do that. So also, Minra is one of my favorite people in this community, and if you don't follow her, why not? Do it. Like, she's amazing, she's lovely, and I love her. So yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Pawsworth. It really means a lot. So yeah. Let's go and raid Minnie now.
That's a raid. That's a raid. Haru! Haru! Oh my gosh, a Haru raid. 2 other raids earlier. Oh my gosh. No, you're fine, Haru. You are totally fine. That totally caught me off guard. Hi, everyone.